What about you, man? Are you gonna freaking racing up there with me or not?
Well, bike's real good, team's real good, and everyone's just having. I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
Well, we're back for episode 3 of Chasing Top 50, and boy, it's been a month. I don't know if it's been a good month or a bad month. I'm just kind of flowing through at this point, but let's just kind of hit some highlights. First and foremost, as many of you know, I did miss my first race of the year, which was supposed to be IRONMAN 70.3 Peru. Why did I miss that race? Well, I've made the only mistake I've made traveling in about 15 years, even through my military service. I left my wallet at home. I had my passport, my wife was there driving me. We had to take the hour and a half drive to Las Vegas because it's way more effective to fly out of there. Anyways, that little tingle that goes on that you forgot something didn't really happen until I was about 20 minutes out from the airport. So no chance that I could get home, get back, salvage that flight. And after 15 hours of travel that was planned, I was gonna have to wait a whole nother day, arrive Saturday morning around 9 a.m. for a Sunday race. Just would have been hectic, and a 15K prize purse, even if I had done well, wasn't really gonna cover much. So that amount of stress wasn't worth it. Anyways, took all that stimulus a couple weeks out for IRONMAN 70.3 St. George, which was yesterday. And there's been a lot of developments for the team that we'll certainly want to announce in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you're watching our Instagram channel, and we'll probably do some quick YouTube updates, but maybe the podcast, especially with those updates. But RTS is going to be dynamically changing and growing. We want to make the Real Triathlon Squad the entity for any distance triathlon sport in the USA. That's been draining, and that's why I mention it. It's been a whole other aspect of work that I've never really experienced trying to manage a startup. Like, we've gone from just a pro team to hopefully an agency to a really good coaching conglomerate, and also to maybe a lot more team ownership with maybe 24 athletes, some of which might be the Olympic hopefuls for 2028 in LA. So that's been a lot for Real Triathlon Squad, and thankfully Adam Meredith has been an amazing partner to have for business. He's really helping me get the fortitude necessarily to make it happen. So anyways, IRONMAN 70.3 St. George, quick recap on that. My first hometown race this year. Couldn't have asked for a better venue. Tough, I train here, the climate's what I'm used to. Of course, it was cooler on the day compared to what it normally is, which was nice, of course, but I kind of wanted it to be hot and hard. I guess I would have sucked even more because I didn't have a good race as it was. The days leading up to the race felt pretty good. However, I did tell Coach Robbie Deckard couple weeks out, I was like, I'm not sure that the training protocol is necessarily fulfilling what I will need on race day to be able to perform and run. So I had a little bit of an itch. I'm an older man. I've trained with a lot of athletes, and there's no discredit to Robbie. We stuck to a plan that we committed ourselves to, and that's really why I stuck with it, because I followed it through. Now we've got a lot of lessons learned. Hopefully we can take into the next race, Gulf Coast 70.3 this coming weekend. The top 4 at this race are going to be there. So whatever, maybe they'll suffer in the heat and I can do better. Regardless, I had a little bit of a tingle that it was not going to be the best race of my life. Running into it, we had a lot of shipments coming in, teammates coming in, a lot of hectic stuff at home. Still got good sleep, still had a good time. A lot of protein intake, so no sweat there. The swim for me was like the biggest Achilles heel. Like, I'm a good swimmer. I'm a really good swimmer in the pool. It's frustrating as it can get that it's not translating like it has the couple years ago. I don't know if it's a mental block or what, but I just have been losing out on that first 300 meters. I'm good, but then I just kind of pop and lose almost enthusiasm and drive, and it's been really fucking frustrating. So hopefully I can continue to evolve on that level. Something happened. Maybe it's when I got hypothermia a couple times to make me a little bit more fight or flight. It's just not coming together. So we'll try to improve on that for the future. And then the bike, as I said, I didn't really have the gusto. Like, I've ridden 204 on this course. I think I went 210. So I was losing power in the back half. I didn't have the firepower in the legs. I was only racing guys who I knew I wasn't going to be racing Jackson or Trevor or Lionel or Sam. I knew I was going to be racing. I was hoping Justin Metzler, Dylan Gillespie, Andre Lopez, Robbie Deckard, some of those guys who I'm consistently around towards the end of the race. So that was my goal. And then going to back up Snow Canyon, we were just relaxing almost. I tried to put some work in. VMOs were really tight. Legs were kind of cramping a bit on that first up and down hill of the run. Came off the bike feeling all right and just did what I could. Fueled really well. Precision Hydration fuel was awesome. The Ventum bike and NV wheel system really performed. Didn't have any nutritional ups and downs. It was all muscular, strength-wise. So that's where we've missed out. We did not develop my body muscularly to be able to handle the massive swings for a course like this, which requires tons of variability for the surges. So then got to the back half of the run. I dropped some salt pills on the first lap. So I had to dig into my reserve salt pills, and then I've started to feel like my VMO's cramping up again on that first or the second time out, and I was like, oh shit, there's my salt pills on the ground. Second lap, picked them up, took them, lifesaver. So I'm glad I have got that in my back pocket. If I ever drop something on course, no one's usually gonna mess with it because they got their own shit to worry about. It's probably gonna be a good storage area. It's just, it's a good note. Came in, I think I came off the bike 13th. So I worked up from 18th on the swim to 13th, maybe even 11th, I think. And then I dropped back to 18th on the run. A lot of good guys out for the North American Championship. Unfortunately, I didn't have the day I was hoping for, which would have just been a top 10 or a 3:50 or less finish time, but I went like 4:01. Anyways, we continue on. Hopefully Gulf Coast 70.3, Ironman 70.3 Mont Tremblant, and then Ironman Lake Placid are gonna be good days for this old boy. And hopefully we got some other big team announcements. Tamara's been killing it. Jackson's been doing great. Mark's coming up. Lisa had a great race at St. Anthony's. Lesley and I struggled a little bit this race, but I don't think that means anything but good things are coming. We're all learning. We've all got the support of each other, and we're all going to be racing a lot more together as the seasons start to kick up. Make sure, if you want to keep up on the Chasing Top 50 dream, just like, subscribe, pay attention to our channel. We're trying to put out great content. If you have suggestions, reach out to us on Instagram or go to realtrisquad.com and get involved. Join our newsletter. We try to do so much to educate the community and keep people together. So we look forward to seeing you at races. Thanks for all the crowd support at this race. I've never heard my name screamed so much. It was truly amazing, and it kept me going when I was just like, fuck this race, and I just didn't stop. So thanks. Love ya, and we'll catch up next month.
Okay, and then press that green guy, or press the, feather it. And just let it go. Let him go out of frame.
Okay.